just talking about this backstage. I'm like, this dude, every time I see you, I feel like I just should try harder in life. Like because you look so good all the time. Like even a casual jumpsuit, you somehow look like you're shooting a music video. I'm like, you just look so nice all the time. I have to point that out.
I think, you have to flip it sometime. I always wear the suits and
it looks so good.
This is what is this? This is like casual, athleisure, swag. Chic.
All those.
Yes.
Yeah. So wait, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yes.
So do you remember the first time that you learned about Dr. King?
Oh, yeah. I think it was, of course it was elementary school. I think, maybe third, fourth grade. You have to do the speeches.
Yeah.
You have to get up and,
Were you good at that?
Oh, man. I had a deep voice as a little kid.
Oh, you were rocking it.
I had a dream.
we had to memorize it. We had to... Did y'all have to memorize it?
I'm 5 years old. Every now and then. No. But yes, we definitely had to memorize it.
We did too, yeah.
And it was this thing where you kind of had to tag off, like in the class, you would do a segment of it, and then somebody else would do it.
Yeah.
And it was important because you wanted to be a part of the flow.
Yeah.
And you learned the whole speech then. I remember
powerful.
that. Yeah.
It's moving. It's interesting because I remember even as a kid, I didn't even know the impact of it or what it really meant whenever I learned it.
Yeah.
But while you're doing it, you still feel it as a kid. I think that's powerful.
Oh,
when someone can reach someone at such a young level that doesn't even comprehend the depth of what you're saying, but it still touches you and impacts you, that's an incredible gift.
Yeah, so true. I mean, I think that was the spirit of who he was and what he was saying and what America was going through because, like you said, I was super young then. And so, but you definitely recognized it, like what it was for and what it was about and who he was as a person. So I remember just, a quick story was, like I lived in a small town in Missouri, Caruthersville, Missouri. Shout out Caruthersville. And it was a restaurant that was fairly segregated, and this is early 70s. And my mom made us learn how to, because they allow people to come, black people to come, and so we sat at home and learned how to really hold our knives and cut steaks because we were going to go to this restaurant, and it was important for us to be able to look presentable. And so I just remember that, this distinctive memory in my head of having to learn how to cut a steak because I'm getting ready to eat around white people.
It's so crazy to me that you know what I'm saying, that time.
Yeah.
That's just so, your face. which by the way, I don't even know if I know how to cut a steak.
Yeah, no, I was like, Mama, look at that white man. He eating it like this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm got a fork in mine, and I'm like, it's so good. It's like jerky.
The steak, that's how I would have done it. No.
I know it's sad that she had to kind of instill that, a little bit of fear of make sure you fit in, don't stand out.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard. I've had a lot of conversations on this couch about how, depending on, where you're from, who you are, you have to have different conversations with your kids.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing, but it's also sad because I feel like, we're going to be talking about this later, this amazing documentary, but it's are we ever gonna change? Is it ever gonna really progress? Because I feel like we're kind of repeating the same things, the same incidents are happening, the same things, and it's just a cruel thing to have to teach a kid that, I think, at a young age, because it sticks with you. It has to stick with you in your mind. Why is she teaching this? Why do I have to do this? Why? You know what I'm saying?
I saw somebody talk about this the other day. Is this idea of identification where you are the center of the universe? I mean, theoretically, black people, we always had to assimilate. And so we think about how we fit in or how we're accepted in a situation as opposed to owning the power of I am the center of the universe. I can be me. My hair is not anything special.
I'm the lead character in my story.
Skin is not, I'm who I am.
Yeah.
And so you take power with that.
I love that. We had your neighborhood co-stars, Max Greenfield and Beth Bears here, and there was a little bit of a debate about something. So do you mind taking a look at something for me?
Sure.
Okay, let's take a look at the tape. I just feel who do you think the best dancer is on set, if we're gonna have to be honest about this conversation?
Who did you say? I honestly feel like it's me. Why are you laughing? Don't you think it's me?
No.
Who?
I think it goes Cedric. I actually have never seen Tashina dance. She's an incredible.
She's gonna be
Tashina would say it's me. Tashina would say it's me 100%. Well,
so I'm gonna go
Kelly.
Cedric, and then I'm gonna say me, and then I'm gonna say Beth.
I love it.
Yeah.
Beth 100% was like, obviously me.
She's so confident.
Yeah.
She has the one move though. It's just gonna be. She's gonna twerk.
It's the one.
It's a twerk, and it's not a very great twerk. It's not. You know,
I was like, she's very thin, so
yeah,
this
she's
might be an
thin.
interesting twerk.
Making this time would be like, girl, come on now.
Who gets your vote out of Max or Beth?
Oh, Max.
Okay.
Max is smooth, man.
Okay.
Max, you know,
He
of
chose
course.
you, though.
Yeah, well, I'm the Denny Terrio of. It's for the older people.
The older people of the
Yeah,
audience.
everybody like who? No, no, but I definitely have the dance moves.
Yeah.
You know, 17 years on Soul Train. Dancing with the Stars. I did not dance on Soul
I know,
Train.
but that's so cool. I grew up watching Soul Train. I loved it so much. I did. I loved it.
With big leg kicks, you know. Like,
They did crazy stuff. Yeah. But it was cool somehow. You were just like, yeah, I could do that.
you
But I
can't
don't
even
look as
do that
cool.
in a club right now. I just would imagine going out and just do a big leg kick. I don't know.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like anytime I haven't been to a club in a while because I'm like a single mom, but like I feel like when I went to clubs too, it was just guys just do one move. And it's just like inappropriate. Like I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here for you to just be like,
Yeah.
like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, why are you behind me right now, sir? Like it's weird, but I didn't show
It
up here
says a
to meet
lot
you.
about you, Kelly.
I'm just
as
saying,
a-
don't do that to people. You're turning her off. That's like the best way to turn her
Yes.
off. Like,
All right.
face her, sir. Anyway, our next
I'm gonna have to
guest.
text my friends.